TVMusic Network Podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Belinda.
And I'm Phyllis.
And today we're going to talk about award shows.
Yeah, there's been a couple of award shows in the past month. They usually are around in November. There'll probably be a couple more in December. At least 4 more before the year is out. But we're going to focus on 2 music ones. The American Music Awards that just happened on ABC a couple of weeks ago. And then the Soul Train Awards that happened last weekend on BET.
Yep, that's what we're going to talk about. Let's start right first off with the AMAs.
All right.
AMAs, Sunday the 21st. It's the first. This is the second AMA since we've been in the pandemic.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
Right.
Camp last year. It was done. They had like a
lot
audience
of
in the
things.
balcony, like everybody in their families. And
right.
Taraji was the host, and there was like no one sitting in the audience, and it was like very low key, and it was okay.
Yeah.
Now this new one is the first one, still at the Microsoft Theater. First one, we're going to have an audience. We're going to have audience, all the celebrities, none of the pre-tape performances like they did last year.
Right. Everybody was, it was a live show.
Everybody's there. Everyone's there. And then Cardi B was the host. She was the host of the award show. They had tons of performances. They gave out, I think, about 5 or 6 awards on air.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. We'll talk about that
It's
later.
always an issue for me.
And then let's just run down a little bit of the show.
Okay, so Cardi B was the host.
Yeah.
She came out. She was very funny, very entertaining. Because I think she's a natural and stuff at that. She changed a few times. She had a lot of fashion
7 or 8
statements.
times,
Yeah. And she had mentioned, and I don't know if this is correct, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, that she was trying to focus on Latin and Hispanic Latinx designers for her outfits and for her clothes.
Oh, okay.
When she did a little preview, I want to say it was like, the local radio stations, when she does the press conference.
The press conference, yeah. There's always a press conference for the American Music Awards. We used to go to them. Yeah. They have the host there. Sometimes they'll have a couple of,
right, they'll roll out
presenters, they'll roll out the carpet, and they'll do a talk, and then everybody speaks.
And they might talk to a couple of nominees or something, but...
Oh, correction. There used to be a press conference. They would announce the nominees.
Right.
And then the host would come. And then there's a press conference.
Right.
When they would set the gift lounge or whatever. So,
yeah, it was a full-on press day.
Yeah. It was 2 press days, yeah. So that's when you saw Cardi. That's where Cardi was talking, okay.
Yeah. I don't think any of her outfits kind of stood out. I liked, some of them because she's an entertaining girl. But I don't know. I feel like there are a little bit of things that could have been desired for her.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, I think sometimes when she was excited and a little nervous about it, of course, sometimes I couldn't make out what she was saying.
Yeah.
Like she would yell something, and I'm like, wait, what? I don't know. It was weird. And then what I did not like about her was in between the commercial breaks, they did the little comedy sketches where she was pretending to go, what's next? Who is, what's going on now? Whatever. And she's supposed to be off screen backstage talking about, her next performance or getting ready for her next performance and stuff. I didn't like that. I did like her interaction with people. I feel like she probably could have done that a little bit more. Like called some people out. And then I feel like they could have used her more. Different than they've used other hosts in the past. Because there's some people that just come out, they announce stuff, and then they go. I think Taraji, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, because she's hosted other shows too, and they're starting to blend in for me.
Yeah,
but I thought she had done a couple of sketches and had done a few things that were interesting during the AMAs that stood out. And I feel
she did. She opened the show and she was dancing and doing Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
all those songs, and then she did another thing when New Edition came out. She was sitting in the audience talking at the beginning, and
and I feel like Cardi could have done something like that. Yeah, I don't know if she has, but I feel like I'm ready for her to host Saturday Night Live, or ready for her to do some kind of comedy sketches or something that can showcase her talents and stuff a little bit more. And I feel like I didn't get that as much, so as a host, I give her like a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Now Cardi B. In my opinion.
Yes.
I don't need any Cardi B fans coming after me.
If you do, come at her, not me.
Because this is my opinion. She annoys me a lot of times. And I think it's because she's real. One thing about her, she's her real self. And in a land of LA or land of everywhere, especially in the entertainment business,
some realism.
where you meet a lot of people and you know they're not real, and you're just like, just please stop it. Okay, she's real, and I like her because she's real. That's also what I don't like. Sometimes it's a little too much. When I see her places and when she's talking, it's a little too much for me.
Okay.
And watching her on the AMAs, I thought, when you first, all the commercials, I was like, you go, oh, it's going to be so funny. I was like, oh, it's going to annoy me. And she did not annoy me on the show. And maybe because she wasn't out that much. So I was surprised she did. I thought for sure she was going to annoy me. And we've seen some AMA hosts where they have been annoying. Even if you like the person. It could just be sometime in the writing of the show. It could be sometime the way it's delivered.
Yeah.
So the skits, with her drone guy, what's happening in the back? And the guy's telling her.
Oh, yeah, the guy, I call him Jerome.
Jerome, like the Morris Day Jerome skit. I didn't like any of those. It didn't go on that long.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. There was one part when she introduced Maniskin and she sat down in the chair like she was sitting there. She had won the award. So I don't know if it was set up for her to be there and do it.
That was on stage.
And then she won. So she went back, she sat at the chair and then announced the thing. That was kind of funny because it sounded like it wasn't going to happen. Like they didn't know she was going to win.
Right.
You know, she didn't know she was going to win or they told her. I don't really know. I know they usually don't know they're going to win on the AMAs, but unless it's changed. So that part I thought. Her costumes, like I said, none of them stood out to me. None of them jumped out. None of them stood out. All that stuff too.
There was a little headdress like she was a Vegas showgirl.
Yeah, there was a... I probably contradict myself. There was a couple funny things she said that were personal that I thought ended up being funny. Usually I don't like when hosts come out to all the promos. Come out, host a show. Come out, host a show, leave. I don't want to hear what you're doing. I don't want to hear about your acting. You know, that's just me. And I don't care who you are. I don't want to hear all that. But she went and said to little JoJo Siwa, that she wanted her daughter. She goes, oh, you were advertising nothing on her. She's busy. Like, can you play my daughter's party and whatever? That was actually funny when she mentioned her daughter, like BTS. So she mentioned her daughter a couple times, and that part didn't bother me as much. So correction, I think she comes across like a little too real sometimes, but overall, she did not bother me. I was all not looking forward to it. Maybe I was looking too much into it. I was thinking that I thought I was interested she did not perform.
Right.
You know,
I thought she would have performed.
But maybe she didn't want to. Sometimes you being the host, it's a lot of running around to do. She didn't want to do it. And she does talk a lot and you can't understand her.
Right.
I am a fast talker. You can't understand me sometimes.
Everybody knows, right?
Everybody who's in podcast probably knows that. So it was a little hard to understand her sometimes.
Right.
But overall, she did not bother me. Mm-hmm. I would have to probably give her a 6 out of 10.
Oh,
and she did disappear for a while.
Yeah,
and I always, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not good.
Disappear,
and I think it's done
like that either.
It might be done on purpose. You really, and then she didn't talk to the audience. There really wasn't a lot of audience there, you know.
Right.
It could be because of scheduling. It could be because of.
Speaking of hosts disappearing and not disappearing,
yeah.
You know what I used to like, and I don't know if you remember this. When Neil Patrick Harris, he hosted the Tonys, he was on stage like the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Sitting over the side, kind of watching everybody else. I kind of wish that she was able to do something like that. I know she's got to change, but could have been easier.
Okay, that could be it. That could be it too. When usually, and I don't want to put it, people change and don't change. I think nowadays people are hosting. There's too many focus on all these outfit changes that is taken away from the show and it's taking them away from that. Then again. That's a plus, because sometimes you don't want to see the host the whole entire time.
Right.
Sometimes they come and take over the show. We talked about that in past podcasts where you're in the audience.
Jamie Foxx.
We're not, we weren't saying any names. And after a while...
I'm sorry, we weren't supposed to say names?
No, but you said it. And after a while, you're like, can you please get off the... You're putting yourself in the skits, which is in the routine.
Somebody else.
You're calling people in the audience who evidently aren't going to be called on. And people in the audience... And we've been to award shows where celebrities are there with their face... You know, kind of hiding because you don't want that person to pick on you. Like, oh no.
Oh yeah, when they go to people in the audience.
And that's how it's been at some of these shows. But I think overall, I would give her about a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was but let's just kick it off. Let's start with Silk Sonic. Now I love Silk Sonic. I love Bruno Mars. I love Anderson .Paak. I like that they kept this ideal.
Yeah,
it
great.
is such an old school kickback. I think of it. We watching Soul
the
Train
music is great.
on a Saturday
Everything.
morning. Oh, boy. And just think of the dramatics and the intruders. They always look like there's some spot of an old 70s band that you watched when you were young, or you watched them play that.
And classic.
And you can watch it, and your mom can go, oh, I know that. Your grandmother, anyone.
Yeah,
can,
your mom. Call me when so-and-so comes
anyone
on
can
because
watch
you
it,
don't
and
have the
anyone can
benefit
come
of
on.
a VCR.
But we got to get these guys
Live.
live somewhere.
Yeah.
This is like the third or fourth time.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert for those of you at home that may not have catch on. They're taping all these performances
ahead of time.
And it's good. But Bruno and Anna, we've seen them both in concert separate. We haven't seen the Subsonic together. They're so entertaining on their own.
They are.
Bring that together in a live setting. That can kick off a show that can kick off a show, you know.
I think maybe they're really trying to just sell their Six Sonic stuff.
And last year, they were there. Or no, it wasn't it was last year, but it wasn't this award show. It was at, was it BT is one of them. And they did their performance next door.
Right.
At the club. They did their performance next door for special.
They were at LA Live downtown, but they were at another club,
and everybody inside the theater's like, "What the heck?" Because
was it Billboard?
I want to say it was the BET Awards.
I don't know.
All I know is that every time we've been there where you're at this award show and the person you want to see is on a roof somewhere.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna go live
in Vegas somewhere downtown.
We're gonna go live downtown.
Live from Nashville.
One of the MTV Awards. We're gonna go live downtown.
Live from
You're like, wait a minute, I want to see this person before. What do you mean they're not live? But anyway,
but
they still killed it.
I was gonna say I like that.
They still killed it.
They're a group.
Yeah,
and I like if that's the only way we can see them now. I say bring it. They're always entertaining. Always this. I mean, it'll touch more into our Soul Train Awards, but they actually had the pleasure or benefit of playing both shows, which I thought was very cool. Very
cool. Both shows. Yeah. They entertaining. I hope they get a tour together because for a while Bruno Mars kind of disappeared.
Makes you wonder
for a while, and it's kind of like I was glad he disappeared because it was getting to me. It was everywhere.
Oh, and sometimes I never get tired
could be
of
too
him.
much, but it was kind of a good break that he did disappear. Because now you're like Bruno Mars, there he is. Where is he? But it was good. Then they did the Latin album award category, and it's very unusual because I've always had one of my things that they started the categories never get on the air. In the last couple of years, the Latin category, people don't even understand how big this Latin market is and the music and what's going on. And
I like that they got represented on television and that they have more awards. I think that the Latin awards actually have their own ceremonies too.
Yeah, they expanded that category for the AMAs because the Latin awards used to have like one award, Latin.
Yeah, no, Latin artists. Like that there's more. There's so many different
Latin artists. That was it.
There's so many different types of Latin music now.
And they put 3 Latin artists there, and that was it. Now, they got Latin album, Latin female, Latin. So it's good to see that. Mm-hmm. Bad Bunny won. And then they had the Rock Artist Award. And they had a bunch of nominees.
Well,
I wrote them down, of course. They don't really rock, but that's another story. Machine Gun Kelly, Glass Animals, Foo Fighters. Some band I had never heard of either, and I was like, "How come I had AGR? I know them." Mm-hmm. And was it All Time Low? It was one of the All Time Low band I had never heard of.
But what I did like about that too was Machine Gun Kelly won that, and he said that category was not going to be presented on air, but thanks to his fans and probably other rock music fans, I'm sorry, to me, there is no reason that they can't present all of them on the air. I understand why they don't.
It's a 3-hour show.
I know. I understand why they don't. But come on.
No excuses. 3-hour
You can present them on the air. You can even do ceremonies earlier tonight. Or other winning. And put them on during the show. Have the person introduce the rock artist. Name the other rock winners. Yeah.
In other rock categories, present it. Foo Fighters, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And then do it. That's it. But except they put at the end, during the credits, when you're about to go to sleep, or if you're tired, or if you're in the East Coast, you're like, this is going on too long. I got to go.
Or if you're at the West Coast Live or Covenant Live, you're going to miss it because you're trying
West
to get
Coast,
through the damn traffic.
You're trying to get
to get home.
So they put them all across the store and all that. And you can probably trace my Twitter back. I'm always tweeting about categories on there, not on the air. And once you find out what you're going to be presented, and I'm always one that says you can't put one of these rock categories on the air or whatever.
I have another issue too.
And it was actually on the air, and he mentioned it, and he won. Then he also said about people saying that rock was
dead.
Rock was dead. The age of the rock star is dead. And he goes, well, it looks pretty alive to me. I thought that was a great. That was a great thing to see. I don't think he's necessarily rock, but he's more. Yeah, okay, man. But that's a whole other podcast.
Than rock. But what I also like too is out of all the ones that they decided to put on the air, I'm glad that they did. I'm probably jumping out of place or something, but BTS. Mm-hmm. They put all those categories they won. They put them on the air. If they weren't there, they may not have put those on the air. I hate that.
That is true. I know in other award shows that they tell you that you're going to win in advance and all that. Like the People's Choice Awards. They flat out, if you're not there, they don't air it.
Yeah,
they just cut it, they crop it. They don't. I understand you don't want to do an award show where none of the nominees are there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
The time we went to the SAG Awards when Helen Mirren won, and none of the other females were there.
Yeah.
All four of them were not there. They had been to every single show. She was winning everything, and they probably been flying out of L.A. Their agent or somebody was like, next 2 weeks is the Oscars and a luncheon. You're not coming. You're not going to win. It was and it looked so bad, but you didn't notice it until it was like, wait, none of these women are here. They show the picture, and it's just her. It's like, yeah, but I think that's probably what it is. They have aired those categories if they weren't there,
right? Which makes me glad that they were there because they needed it.
They needed that, yeah. Well, let's talk about BTS right now. They came out next. They performed with Coldplay.
Right. Well, they ended up performing twice.
They performed twice. They performed with Coldplay. Mm-hmm. They sang their song with Coldplay, and it was a decent performance.
I think it's called.
It's a decent performance. Them and Chris Martin. He kind of got left out of it because people are screaming so loud and they're all over the place. It didn't look rehearsed.
Okay, those are the breaks.
And I know.
And number one, it was supposed. I think it was a last minute thing. Number one. Number two, they were supposed to perform with Megan Thee Stallion.
Nothing to do with that. They were supposed to perform twice. I thought that was originally the plan.
Okay, listen.
Oh, go ahead.
I think they were supposed to perform with Megan Thee Stallion, and Megan Thee Stallion dropped out. I don't know if they were supposed to perform with Coldplay that whole entire time because it seemed like it was announced later. Like maybe they couldn't get Coldplay. Maybe they're waiting for the COVID test to pass. I don't know what the deal was. But it seems like it was announced a lot later.
Oh.
And number two, and since they don't really, Chris doesn't really for choreography, really for fun, there was something that they probably just said, we'll just do this a freestyle.
Okay.
A freestyle version of the song.
Okay.
And maybe they didn't rehearse. I don't think they had a sound check between their schedule probably, and because they probably couldn't. So they just said, let's just free fall it.
Okay. I've seen them perform that before. Where was that? They performed the song. Oh, it was that World Citizen thing.
Yeah.
That I'm still mad about.
Oh, we don't have time for that.
We don't have time for that, okay.
Just saying.
We don't have time for that. But yeah, they performed it with him then, and I don't think it looked rehearsed.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's supposed to not be that.
Right.
I wasn't expecting them to bust out the full choreography anyway, all those other songs, but it just looked kind of odd. I don't know how to really explain it. But anyway, they sounded good.
It didn't seem odd to me.
They sounded good. They sounded good.
Yeah.
Chris sounded good.
I just feel like when I see them perform before, they do sometimes have like the freestyle where they just act silly or.
And that's probably maybe it's done. Like I said, maybe it's done intentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was. But overall, I'm not cutting the performance down. It looked odd, but I don't know how to describe it. But it was good. It worked. Then they give famous favorite pop group.
Yeah.
Favorite pop group, and BTS won.
Right.
And they accepted the award. Rightfully so. They won. They got their award, and that was that. And then Olivia Rodrigo performed. Rodrigo performed.
Oh, I was going to say one more thing about BTS. What I also thought before we move on to somebody else. when they won, like, their second, third award.
Oh, I was going to bring that up when we got to that. But if you want to bring that right now, since we're on a time crunch.
I thought we were talking about BTS.
We are. So let's just kill it all at once. So, okay.
Yeah. I did like...
They were each talking and saying their award. And then,
they were all saying their awards, and you could tell they each planned their English, planned what was going on, and then Jungkook got a little, I don't know, confused.
And
maybe
he's
if
got
I
kind of
wouldn't want to say, all these people there, he's here in America saying all this stuff, and they're like, okay, you're done. And they just took him off stage and be like, we want to talk about y'all now.
It's my turn. And whatever,
Yeah. And then they performed Butter.
Yeah.
At the end or something. That was very, very well done.
Yeah.
It was really, really good choreography. And I know that they were doing it for ratings and doing it to exploit the people that were up, but I don't know. I feel like they could have sang that a little earlier.
No! Why would you?
Make it the last one?
No.
I would not.
No.
They would have came on and started at, 8? What time did it go off? 11?
It was 5 to 8. So on the East Coast, 8 to West Coast, 8 to 11.
Okay, so then
nope.
They would have been singing at 10:30.
Nope.
They wouldn't have been at 10:55.
Nope.
That's past my bedtime.
No.
Past those little girls' bedtimes.
No.
Some of their fans. I don't want to say something to be number one. No. I didn't like that. I did like when their camera.
Oh, I forgot.
The camera was all.
I
over
said
them.
5 to 8 because we're so used to being there. I said 5 to 8. Everybody, if you watched it on TV, it was 8 to 11 where you were because it did not air live in the West Coast.
Right.
So I'm saying 5 to 8, no problem. Correction. It was 8 to 11 where you were unless you were there.
Yeah, that's why I said 10:30.
So that is a bit for people who have to get up and go to work.
Yes.
And I always check on social media, see people saying, and people are like, are they going to come out? I got to go to work. I'm getting
gotta go to
patience
bed.
and all that stuff too. So that since they should have came out, but you got to keep people as long as you can.
Okay, so this is what you do.
And that was a good headline. I'll tell you, good close to tell you why. Because there's been 100 award shows, I won't say the names, where you have literally gotten up to leave because they booked somebody and you're so tired. It's always cold.
Yeah.
Or you're tired. Or you're hungry because you've been there all day. You're ready to get to the party. You're ready just to leave. Or just leave because it's so just long. It feels so long, you know?
Yeah.
And then they put somebody out, and they always put a person out that you like that person, and their song is good, but you're like...
Post Malone.
But you... we said we weren't going to say any names, and you're just calling all out. But that's okay. That's okay. Being honest. Where you're like, this is the perfect time to beat everybody out of here.
Yes.
Either get to the party...
Cross that
to eat
street,
or to get out of there and head out or whatever way you do it after.
There's always some after party nowhere near where the awards was.
No, there's always an after party right by there that you go to first and stay for 10 minutes to get out, get your drink, get your food, and then get out, and then you go somewhere else. It's always like halfway across town. Can you book one like here?
Oh my God, I know.
It's always like, we're going to go to West Hollywood. Why are we going to West Hollywood after when the award show is downtown? There's 1,000 clubs downtown.
Yeah.
You can't pick 2 or 3. No, there's going to be one here, one there. It's always one of those.
Okay.
But anyway.
I did like that they...
But to have them there, it's good for ratings.
Yeah, and they were on camera a lot.
Kept people watching.
Yeah, they were all into the performances.
They were there. They were interacting. They knew exactly what they were doing. And we'll talk about that later when we get to the best performance of the night, when we get to that later. But let's go. So back to BTS. They won Album of the Year.
Yeah.
They won 3. They won every category they were on.
Yeah.
And it was good they were there because that would have not been, Megan Thee Stallion, however, won a lot of them, and she ended up not being there. Yeah. Last minute, she couldn't perform. She put it on Twitter. Like, it wasn't announced. I mean, she literally just posted on Twitter, and everyone picked it up from her Twitter, and people were like, is she not performing? She reported. They were tweeting. Everyone was like, I never heard her. Like,
because she was supposed to perform with them, and she dropped out.
People perform with them, perform Butter. They said because some kind of health reasons or whatever and all that stuff. I don't know what happened, or she never said, and it's a health concern. So when it gets a health concern, it doesn't concern me.
I always think COVID.
But now, that's the thing, when it's a health concern, people be like, it's a health concern, and so and so, and we'd be like, okay, no problem. So let's take hope they're okay. But now it's like, okay, everybody's like, it's a COVID. It's like, everything is changed. Everything is like
I know
changed.
it's
You know,
this pandemic.
it's a scary thing. It's
it's
like it's like okay,
driving me nuts.
yeah, it's like really, really interesting that has become
the new normal.
The new normal. But Olivia,
Rodrigo,
she actually sounded good, and I didn't know.
I thought she was cute.
I didn't know the name of that song until she sang it live, because it sounds like.
Well, she's got driver's license, and then she's got trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer?
No, Trader. And
Trailer,
it always sounds like.
Oh, and then when Cardi.
In the mix,
I thought
she said
trailer.
Trailer, but when she said, I'm like, oh, it's actually Trader. Okay, I don't know. That was actually interesting.
It was a good song.
It sounded good, yeah.
Yeah.
And then favorite pop album. Speaking of everything's live and not pre-tape, Taylor Swift won, and she had a video. Now, and like I said in the past, you never know the winners. Do you think they told her she was going to win for the video?
No.
Or do you think she said, I'm not coming, here's a video.
Here's a video in case
I win, because I'm going to break another record.
Yeah.
And I like to have the thing, and my fans like to see me.
Well, chances are she's going to win and break a record.
That camera would have been on her. There wasn't a lot of people there. That camera would have been on her.
Yeah. I did like the staging of that too.
A lot.
Where they put the little sofas,
the chairs.
Everybody was separated but then together at the same time. I like that.
Tyler, the Creator, performed in one of his usual weird performances that he always does.
I thought he was really
I give him credit. They're very creative.
Yeah.
I give him credit for being creative. But they're a little too... I don't know how to explain it. I don't know.
I think you just don't get it.
Maybe because I'm just not... Maybe I'm not a fan, and that's why.
His performance art,
I don't dislike him.
Right.
It's just... Yeah, anyway.
I thought he was good. I thought his fans, probably enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I like his little routine.
Yeah, I do like how he always has that briefcase. He puts up that little briefcase. He always comes out, but he leaves before he takes it back. I'm thinking, I guess it's part of the giving, but I get a kick out of that.
That's his act.
That's his act, yeah. And then Jason and Carrie Underwood did a duet.
Yeah.
They've been singing that everywhere.
Did we ever figure out where they were?
And they weren't there, but...
that reminds me, though.
They were in Nashville. They weren't there.
Okay, they did a theme of hometowns.
Hometowns, yeah.
And where everyone was from, and where... I don't know where they were going and how their hometown helped them with their career. And Jason and Carrie had a really nice piece about that.
That was actually all three of them had a good piece.
Yeah, before they performed their song.
That was actually a good idea. I actually like that, and hopefully they'll do that next year.
Yeah.
They'll keep that routine going. Bad Bunny performed. He sounded good. They did a hip-hop song. That was Cardi B. And then that was when she won. She won for hip-hop song. And then she came out, and she sat in that chair, and she introduced
Manaskin.
How do you pronounce it? I don't want to sound like Joey McIntyre. How do you pronounce the name? Is it Maskin?
I think
is it Manaskin? Is it? I don't know.
But
I'm kind of digging this.
I'm loving their song.
I'm kind of digging this.
Yeah.
We saw them on that global thing, and I thought, what is this? And they were on there. They showed like 5 songs. I was like, this is going to be a bit much. Can you bring other artists? But I actually was kind of digging it. So now that I know who they are and they're out and so on, so they performed there, I actually kind of liked it. They were there. They were representing the rock. Yeah. They were representing whatever. They sounded good.
How they're rising too.
They're rising. Oh yeah, they're blowing up. They're blowing up, and their publicist is on it. He is on it.
How is he on it?
He said stuff about them all the time. His name is John. All the time. Where they're going to be, what they're doing, everything.
I don't think I got anything.
Oh, he's on it. John is on it. If you're listening,
we have
John,
to make sure we keep people informed
he's
of
on
what they're doing.
And he's doing a great job.
Good job, John, if you're listening.
He's doing a great job, yep.
And we hope you are.
If not, we'll see the thing. Chloe and Halle.
Yes.
Okay, Chloe and Halle.
Halle has been busy.
Halle's busy in the acting. Well, they both act, but Chloe's doing the solo career. These are the girls that Beyonce
proteges.
Yeah, Beyonce proteges. They're very good. They're very talented. They can sing.
Yeah.
These girls can sing.
I like the songs that they're singing.
She performing solo.
Chloe. I'm
a little bit confused by her. It's like she's doing a little too much. She's out there, she's dancing, she's got these clothes on that are very, a little bit risque looking clothes. All that, she's being sexy, she's dancing. I'm like, you don't have to do all that. You can sing. You
and
can
the thing is
sing.
Funny. What about her songs?
the songs just sound okay to me. They don't jump out at me.
Cute. Yeah.
They're good, but they don't jump out at me. And it's the second or third time I've seen her perform. So I kind of want to see her do another song. I've seen her do different songs, so I kind of want to see more to see if
Just her and a guitar?
No, I want to see her okay. In the day of so many pre-recorded artists and tracks and auto-tunes and all that, every time I listen to them in headphones, I think it's every time I listen to something in a lift, like the lift driver will have a song on, and I listen to it now, and it's a new song, and it may be just because I'm a music.
It feels overproduced.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, all the auto-tune on the song, and it's just, and I think it's because I don't listen to certain songs like that on my own time. But usually on the lift, I'm like, what were they doing when they produced this? It's like, oh my God, it's something. And I think, well, let's put it this way, in a nice way. In today's world, with so many manufactured singers where they're overproduced and the voices are put in, background singers are being mixed with the singers, we're not calling no names on that. When you have someone who can actually sing live, which is a Chloe, she can sing live. I want to see a performance. Like, you can sing live. You don't need to do all this. If you want to do it, that's fine. If you want to be sexy, that's fine.
Right.
But I want to see more because I know this girl can sing live. I've said them, they played some great parts. These girls can sing.
Anything else before we move on to Soul
That's
Train?
why I want to do that. So there was some other. Mickey Guyton performed. She sounded great. She sings live. She sounded great. They gave away. Kane Brown performed. He sounded good. That Walker Haynes guy, that TikTok dude, TikTok guy.
Some of them I feel like
he came out. He sang live. That was, he sang
sometimes
live.
you think that the
he
artists
was live
are like oversaturated. The only reason I say that is like Mickey Guyton. We just saw him at that CMA Awards.
They are.
Then you're going to see her somewhere else. You're going to see her at American Music Awards. It just seems like there's too much.
They're over. Yeah, management is booking them places. They're staying booked and busy. I don't blame them.
Right.
But B, same thing with the Carrie and what's his name. Like they just sang this at the country outside next week. And Mickey Guyton and my boy Jimmy Allen. Jimmy didn't perform. How he missed that? Wait. Because he has the stars. That's why he was performing there. So Monday, so he didn't perform there. But anyway, it's like you get to the Rock Wall of Fame. You're a little bit too many places on the Thanksgiving parade.
That's what I mean.
So and so. So, but you gotta take the opportunity if you can. I'm happy for Mickey. Stay booked and busy. Bless you. Sometimes you gotta stay booked and busy. So that was that. And then so the last thing we're gonna talk about, since we need to move on to Soul Train, was the best performance of the night.
Yeah.
And call me biased if you want.
You are.
Call me biased if you want.
I will.
Anybody who says it wasn't the best performance, you need to go back and play it. Listen to it. Talk to your friends. Talk to your aunts, your cousins. If you're younger, talk to your older brothers and sisters. If you're supposed to talk to somebody else. I think the best performance of the night, which was the New Kids on the Block and New Edition.
I agree. The Boston.
They called it a battle. It really wasn't a battle.
The Boston.
I thought it was great. I'm a fan of both the bands. So, I've been a fan of both the bands when both those bands started, actually. I used to go see New Kids on the Block when they had a bus that said New Kids on the Block.
I love my New Edition.
And New Edition. And it's something that everybody's been waiting to see this. We've been waiting to see these two bands perform together. The fans forever. They had a song together.
Do the brief history.
They put out a song which they didn't sing on the show. They have a song together, the New Kids on the Block comeback album, when they came back on their tour in 2008. And they came back, put out one of their best albums, and did a tour. And of course, they look up to the guys in New Edition,
right,
which you saw on the beginning of the tape.
They started before them.
On the video, Donnie said any of these bands would not be around if it wasn't for New Edition, which is true.
That's a really nice package.
That is absolutely true. People don't think that. They wouldn't have been around because people don't know these labels sign people based on the success of other people. And if New Edition hadn't took off,
you had to go, oh, they're great. Who else you got?
They would not have signed. And once one label signs a person, every other label, trust me on that, works record labels, go, oh, let's get a band that sounds like them. So that's why sometimes you see a band and another band comes out, then another band comes out, And then sometime, and the best whatever was when Johnny Wright, little Johnny, goes, I'm going to sign this band because if we don't sign them, someone else is going to sign them and then put them. Then you're going to compete together when he had NSYNC and was already managing the Backstreet Boys.
Right.
I mean, that's a smart business move. You know, people do that's a bad thing, but so that's the labels do the same thing. So if it wasn't for New Edition, there would be no One Directions and New Kids on the Block and whatever.
Oh, of course.
But people on Twitter were kind of confused on social media, going, "Yeah, there's no battle. What do you mean? This too bad." But I guess
they promoted it weirdly.
Yeah, but people didn't know Maurice Starr discovered both those bands. People didn't know he even made New Kids on the Block to be the white version of New Edition after, which they explained in the package and all that. But I thought it was good. Brief history. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. But anyway, that's a whole separate podcast. But anyway, what I thought was really great was that the New Kids on the Block guys were so happy. They just look like, I am here.
Yeah,
what am I doing? I'm playing with my heroes. I'm rehearsing
years.
together. Here they are, you know, whatever else too. And New Edition, we haven't seen those 6 guys together
without a beef in a long time.
In a long, long time. And when they would do those tours and whatever, we were seeing them together here in California.
Right.
But then I talked to my friends in East Coast, so-and-so didn't come to this show. So I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean there's a show with New Edition with 6 people? And halfway across the country, you were missing members and all that. And it's great. They're going to be doing a tour next year. It's fantastic. New Edition is working things out and getting it together. It's been a long, even at their Star. The Star may be the last time we saw 6 of them together. That may have been.
Could be.
That may have been at the Star. Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was when we went.
2017, 18?
God, I came with my memories because it was. I don't know how I came with my memories. Came with my memories not long ago.
I don't know.
It was probably 4 years ago.
At least.
We saw them together at the ceremony.
Yeah. So anyway,
not the party, at the ceremony. Anyway,
about the performance.
The performance was great.
Yeah.
I liked the way they blend the songs. I liked that the way they would have New Edition sing, and they would go to New Kids. And
you know what it reminded me of?
They would go to New Kids, and then they would
Back
come
in the
together.
Day, kids, when the Temptations and the Four Tops used to perform, especially on their televised performances. I know they did it in concert too, but I don't remember as much details. Mm-hmm. But Four Tops would come out sing their song.
Then they would come out.
Song. They come out sing their song, and it was like a little makeshift friendly battle. And then they came together at the end, and that's what this reminded me of too.
Yeah, it was great. And then they even bust out like, "This is the end." I'm like, "Wow, I thought they're gonna do it, but it isn't love." You know the songs they're gonna do. They're gonna do so and so, and then Ralph singing at the end, and Joey starts singing "Please Don't Go, Girl," which is so funny because "Please Don't Girl" first time came a hit, and I remember saying, "That is just the end." They just changed the chords around, but same writer. But anyway, and I liked when they came together. And they were doing "If It Isn't Love," and they all started doing that. And everybody knows that step from that video.
Yeah, the choreography.
If It Isn't Love, from the Wu-Tang choreography. It was great. I thought it was great. I was screaming like a kid. Anyway, like it was like, oh, like Beatlemania. It was great. Anyway, so New Kids on the Block are doing the tour next year. They're doing that mixtape tour
with Salt and
Pepper, Rick Astley, and In Vogue, and that's gonna be great. And I'm thinking the year after, I think there's going to be some... And New Edition's doing a tour next year, too.
Let's ask for it.
So, I think there's going to be some kind of mixing. I just hope it's at arenas and not stadiums, so you get the good effect and not the much effect. But anyway, I thought it was a great performance.
It was.
And I went on social media to see what people were saying and all that, and people were really surprised. Like, some people were like, wow, they actually sounded good. Wow, they actually... It was kind of funny, because I think everybody was kind of thinking... This was going to be some, you see someone come back and it's not a good performance, or they never liked the band back in the day, and all that too. I saw more feedback about New Edition than I saw for New Kids, which kind of surprised me.
Because if it was a versus, New Edition would have won.
I think it's because you see New Kids a couple years ago, you see New Kids doing college. You haven't seen New Edition do anything in a while. I think that's why there's more interaction, but people were saying it's a battle. New Edition won. Yeah. They were on time. They were on step. They were on point. But to me, it wasn't a battle. It wasn't supposed to be a battle. It was supposed to be,
but what I was saying, if it was.
The way they advertised it, yeah. So someone goes, who knew that was going to be a versus? We didn't know we needed. People were really excited. I thought it was good. It was good to get. It was good for both bands to get good feedback. Because you never really see a lot of good feedback when it comes to boy bands. It's always, and that was really, really good to see both bands get the feedback.
Right.
It was great.
Oh, and then ratings.
Yes, let's talk about the ratings.
Between 3 and 4 million, I believe, which was up from 1 million from the year before. But I don't know. I still think that maybe people are just tired of award shows.
People are tired of award shows.
Tired of seeing celebrities, maybe.
I think people are tired of award shows. The ratings aren't doing good. The ratings were better, a lot better. Yeah. And it could be because people were waiting for, BTS. People were waiting for, the new kids and Block. Or people were waiting for a combination of Cardi's fans. It could be a bunch of all people fans together. Or it could be it was a Sunday and it was an easy week. People were, getting ready for Thanksgiving. People were getting ready to set up for the holiday. Maybe people were more chill at home. I don't really know, but I was happy that the ratings were a lot higher than previous because every single award show has not been, the ratings have been really, really not good. So it's good to see. I mean, it wasn't the best, of course, that, the ratings.
It was more than the year before. I guess that's all you could ask.
More than the last couple of years, which was really, really good. I thought that was good to see overall. Hopefully that'll help through the next award shows and see how that goes on. But We'll have to see, but I thought it was...
The next, I think, is like People's Choice.
What would you do differently?
What would I do differently? I think I would try to get combo people, or I think I would try to get even a little bit more variety. One in every single category, one from every single category, number one or number two. Or I would have got that Olivia Rodrigo... I can't explain it. I would have got more people to present.
That's true. Because they had a bunch of presenters out there. And I was like, why is this person there? Who is this person? Why are they there? Or whatever, too.
I can understand the actors from West Side Story.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have gotten more ABC people. Get that little boy from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Get 2 or 3 of those little kids from the Wonder Years. Get Dulé and the girl from there. Get,
You're absolutely
those
right.
Kids from the
we should have saw Topher Grace. Okay, we should have saw Melissa Gilbert presenting with Dulé Hill.
Who's Melissa Gilbert?
Melissa Gilbert. Sorry, Sarah Gilbert, her sister.
Oh, okay.
Sarah Gilbert.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm old school. Sarah Gilbert out there producing a Prison War with the Wonder Year cast. Topher.
Yeah.
I've got all their names wrong.
And I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but they're getting ready to do that live from a studio audience. With Dwayne, Kevin Hart, Gabrielle Union, Jennifer, try to get
one or two of them there.
Yeah,
1 or 2. And ask them for 3 or 4. Yeah. Just get 1 or 2, and then put them all together. Just throw them all. When you watch shows on other networks, they be putting their people out there
as much as they can. Yeah.
Where were the soul people? Why don't you get 2 artists from General Hospital to come out there and present an award with get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Any 2. Pick any 2 you want. I don't care. Pick any 2 you want.
Yeah.
I would say pick 2 of the... Pick
the girl who plays Willow, Caitlin McCullough, and the girl who plays Trina.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sydney. There you go.
Sydney McCallum.
Then
those
you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Bring Sydney out. Bring Willow. What's Willow's wrong?
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Yeah. Bring the 2 of them out.
Bring the 2 of them out. Then you got the dead demographic and that demographic. Right. Throw in...
Who?
Throw in one of the older guys. Throw in, get Maurice down there. There you go. 3 of them come out.
Maurice
they present
to the American Music Awards.
Right. Maurice ain't coming. Well, no, neither is Michael Easton. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, bring anyone.
Yeah.
Just pick a guy. So you got 3 of them. They come out.
We got those 2 girls. We don't need other guys.
Those 2 guys. Have them come out with Brandy and present the award. Brandy came out by herself, present the award, and Brandy should. She's on Queens. Good promotion for that.
Brandy don't need anybody.
Okay, no.
Just have Brandy come out. She did her
little
thing and she's done.
But you know what I mean. There were some people that came out.
I know what you mean, but you don't need them.
Okay. Just any other presenter. Because I saw presenters, I'm like, why are they there? Who are they there? On the ABC network. Had them come out with them. I'm not saying a special spotlight.
Well,
just have them come out with... Okay, I don't want to say Brandy. With some presenter and present an award.
Why can't it just be the 2 of them and then have that person come out on their with another person?
Okay, I have no problem with them come out on their own. I'm just saying there's only so many awards they show on the air.
I know.
So there you go. There's only so many awards. They're not going to have that kind of time, The Dance with the Stars finale is the next day.
I know. We had JoJo Siwa.
Oh, that's right. There you go. They should have came out with JoJo Siwa. There you go. Boom. You're putting them two out, and that helps promote your daytime shows. Tamara Hall, she's in New York. Just saying, I'm just saying, you see that on other networks.
Yeah, I know.
When you watch, there's other networks. There people are out there.
Okay, well, in all fairness, they had the girl from The Bachelor. They had the girl they had JoJo Siwa from Dance with the Stars. They had Ansel and Rachel, that's going to be in the West Side Story.
Yeah.
And then they had Brandy.
Yeah.
So they did cover some shows.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have done more.
Yeah, but they never push the daytime in there. Bring them out. I'm not saying it has somebody come out singing. All that too. So that's what thing I would change. I would put more categories on the air.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. I would do that. Maybe a little less of the host. Maybe keep the clothes on one more time so they'll change, and then maybe they could show a little more of that.
Yeah.
Maybe more of the. They did show a couple of the video packages.
But I feel like the packages.
The performers this year, I always make a slight complaint about the performers because there's always like one music genre you play too much. This was a little bit more divided up.
Right, now that.
Like every time I watch the award show,
that's always a plus for me.
I go, oh, I'm a boy to so-and-so, and I have 100 people on my Facebook page going, well, I don't watch anymore, there's too many this people, or there's too many country, there's too many rappers.
Too much hip-hop.
And this time there was a little bit of something for everyone. A little bit of everything, yeah. I would still bring out an old school, I know I'm old school when I did Clark days. Bring out an old school presenter.
Was New Edition and New Kids
but an old school presenter.
They could have presented.
Old school presenter. They come on, ladies and gentlemen, the winner who won so-and-so, 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 Lionel Richie.
Because
previous
host, oh my God,
winner of American Music Awards, and he just happens to be on ABC. What a concept!
Oh my God.
Him and Katie could have came out and presented.
If it was closer to Idol being on air, I guess. Okay, remember?
Anytime you can find a way to bring up the 80s or Lionel Richie.
Okay. They didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
But remember where they had a person come back from American Music Awards, or here's a new person we should have done or hired?
Yep.
I don't know when the timing wasn't right for that.
So they also used to give away a special award every year to somebody.
Yeah.
That has just gone away.
I miss that.
Special award is every 3 years, 4 years, and I won't give the details about it because we don't have time. But
no, we don't.
The in memoriam. Yeah. Just gone.
Yeah.
Just gone.
I think it should be gone. Only in that because I don't think they've ever done it right. So that's
gone.
Fine.
Just gone. But the Rock and Roll of Fame had a really, really good in memoriam section.
We should talk about that.
Excellent memoriam. That would be a different podcast. Excellent memoriam in memoriam. I would say because it's music, and I always feel like these people give their whole life and they're dedicated to music, and then there's we have an award show and. I don't know. It just seems like a memoriam should be in every award show, in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of like a give back and
but I don't know
celebrate.
If they never. I feel like it hasn't been done right in a long time.
Yeah,
and
they used to do it.
And to me, it brings more hurt and more criticism and more things than it should be because someone's all upset that they leave somebody out. Or they mention somebody, or it's not long enough, or it's not this, or it's not that. And I feel like that show
that's why
has never really been. This show has never really been a great presenter of that. So leave it to the Grammys, leave it to the Rock Hall of Fame.
Rock Hall of Fame,
and
3
we'll
minutes,
figure it out
perfect.
some kind of way.
3 minutes, 3 minutes, dumper. No one has seen. It was 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying. They've never been able to do it. Never been able to do it right. It's always a subject of criticism. There's always something, and it always has a negative connotation when it shouldn't really have a negative connotation. And this is rough, like people are saying. This has been a rough few years. So I'm okay with them not having it. I would have liked a big award. Like if Taylor Swift was going to actually win and have the most, most Grammys, ever, most American Music Awards ever. She should have been there. She should have performed. That's it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I see your point. I think differently, and that's why it's fair. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can see it.
Speaking of different, what about the Soul Train Awards?
Soul Train Awards.
Woo-woo!
Hippest trip in America. Well, then there was the Soul Train Awards.
I can't say it.
Soul Train Awards was in New York this year.
Yeah.
It's been moving around. Theater. It's been moving around. It used to be here. Oh, I still love it was here. And then they went to Atlanta. Then they went to Vegas.
Yep.
That used to be fun.
And
then they went back, whatever. Then last year they were in L.A. but it was pre-taped. They had a small club, and it was at a soundstage and all that.
Yeah. Where we were right in the height of COVID.
Soundstage, right in the height of COVID and all that. But they did it this year. It was in New York at the Apollo.
Yep.
So I thought that was great. They had a live audience.
Yep.
I thought that was great. They had the same host.
Was Tichina Arnold, that, from neighborhood, from everywhere. Everybody hates Chris, Martin, and her friend, her partner in crime, Tisha Campbell.
Yeah, and they are producers of this show. Yeah. They came producers, I think, last year, and I saw them talk about an interview, and they said...
I thought they were great.
And they said one of the reasons why they became producers, because they were asked to come back as hosts.
Right.
And they had a lot of things they wanted to do, and they couldn't really do, and they kind of said some of the things that I said. They kind of want to see more of this and more of that. I was like, oh, we got the same page here, girl. Call me. Anyway.
Yeah.
And so that's what they became... producer. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Soul Train was in New York. They pre-taped it. Okay, actually, they pre-taped it the same weekend as the AMAs, and that could have been a little bit of balance from it.
I don't know. Part of it.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's back up. The AMAs used to be in January, and then it went to October. I found out why. It went to October. The last couple AMAs have been in October, and I think with it being in November, the last 2 years, that close to the holidays is probably why there was nobody there.
Yeah,
and I don't mean no disrespect to any celebrities, but the AMAs was no one there. And watching social, there was no one there.
Yeah, but in January, they have the competition from the Grammys. People are prepping for the Super Bowl. But October, other things that are going on, yeah.
But October used to be AMAs, and Soul Train used to be the first week of November. And people would come out. But I think that, you know what? I think that's why. I just hit me right now.
And people aren't ready to
It was actually the same weekend. They taped one on a Saturday, taped one on a Sunday. So you were at one or the other or at none. But Soul Train.
Yeah, but the thing about it, too, like you say, there's nobody there, and I understand what you mean.
It's coming out raw. No disrespect to anybody who was in don't come tweeting me going, so-and-so was there. Because I know I watched it. Yeah.
But I think it was smaller.
Yeah.
It seemed more intimate. And then instead of like 25 people, performing, doing all this stuff, you can't keep track over it. It was like, 8?
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Maybe.
And it was focusing on certain people. I liked that.
Maybe,
I thought it was a lot better.
That was the good side.
Than it had in the past.
That was the good side of it.
They'd have 4,000 presenters who by the time the fourth award was, you didn't even know who it was.
I said I wanted presenters. And that show used to give you presenters. They would go... Yeah, and they would have like 5 people come out.
5 people on one stage.
So-and-so show. So-and-so show. MCA... Def Jam, Bubba recording artists. So just say their names. So they would have so many people come out. You're like, who? And what category is it? Anyway, so on the plus side, I liked what's at the Apollo. That was good because of the history of the Apollo.
Right.
But
I feel like they could have told a little bit more history of the Apollo and Soul Train.
Yeah.
When the packages were in the beginnings and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they had like the Sandman come out. They had Kiki Shepard. All those little sketches. And I'm like... was that the Sandman? I'm very confused.
Yeah.
I know the little tree, that people would rub their hands on for luck. Tisha and them did a little sketch with Steve Harvey and stuff, but I just didn't remember. I felt like it was really weird.
Yeah. So I like that part, them being the host.
Right.
I like that it was they had the two special awards.
Yes.
I like that they really cater to the artists.
Right.
Normally in the past, somebody comes out and they sing your whole tribute. They bring out these people. Some you heard of, some you don't quite know who they are, and they're singing your song.
And they're nice.
And you're in the audience, and you're like, oh, whatever else too. I like that. And there was none of them. They just had 2 people come out. And then the artist performed.
Yeah, Ashanti
Ashanti and Maxwell.
They're like, I'm singing
my song. I think I would be like, you know what? That's okay. I think I'll do my own tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's good to watch people come out. I've seen some really, really good ones where you've seen, people come out and they just tear down the songs. Yeah. And it's great. You watch it, you're all surprised. You don't know who's there and all that.
Right.
But that's what I kind of like. I like that you focused on them. I like that it focused on, you got to see Ashanti, her speech. Okay, they pre-taped that.
Yeah.
So it was pre-taped.
I have problems with the time.
We'll talk about that. It was pre-taped. And some of the editing was really, really good. Like the Maxwell package was great. He talked. He performed.
Yeah, but it was great. Over a course of 2 days or over the course of a rehearsal? Because I thought he was in one outfit and he had his hair braided. Yeah. And then later in the evening, he had a side fro. And I was like, did they take a dinner break?
It turned to a movie.
Yeah.
You see the concert?
Yeah. They're like, we're taking a dinner break and we'll be back at 9. He's like, okay, well, let me get my fur ready.
It's like it's like when you watch a movie and you see this so many times, you start noticing like continuity. You would never notice when you first go to the theater.
I don't know.
But yeah, you were right. And some of the editing wasn't good. And we'll start with the opening. First of all, it was the anniversary of Soul Train.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have known it by watching the show.
Yeah.
It's like they mentioned it. The girls came out, they did a skit, they were doing all the old stuff, they were doing, dance machine, they were doing all kind of stuff and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have noticed it. It should have been, to me.
Okay, they did, one quick thing was, they had Silk Sonic re-come again.
Yes.
And they recreated the Soul Train set.
They opened the show.
Yeah, they did the song, and it was a very, very Soul Train-like show.
Yeah.
Like, you could have seen it on that television show they had of Soul Train.
Yeah, they recreate the old Soul Train set at the very end. They even had their name on the silk side on the scramble board.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyone who bought Soul Train knows
what that is.
Knows what that is. And so they had that, and they kicked off. They did their new single. They sounded great. They opened the show. I was smiling, because it just reminded me of watching Soul Train. They looked like they were in the Delphonics or the Manhattans with the big sleeves.
I don't know if
stylistics and all that.
Got the references, though.
Would you have gotten the reference if you didn't know the Soul Train show or watched it or whatever? That was great. I don't know. That was fantastic. Yeah. Even that board at the end, it was really, really great.
I like that.
Obviously,
and they came out again. Yeah.
Obviously pre-taped.
They were not there.
Not there. And you need them to open and close the show. Then they win the award and they're not there.
I know. I'm like, what is going on here?
But they showed the award on there. So that part I really, really liked. Some of the editing issues. El DeBarge, it's always good to see any El DeBarge. It's always, I love DeBarge.
Oh God.
And
okay, during Tisha and Tichina's opening act number and stuff, they did a little Jackson 5. They did I don't know what they did. And then they did
they started a bunch of old songs. Then they started playing Rhythm of the Night.
And here comes
El DeBarge.
And
okay, I love me some DeBarge. Okay, so I was happy to see El come out. He's gonna be there. He's singing. He came out singing Rhythm of the Night. He had some jacket on. Looked like he just came to dress rehearsal. I'm like,
he's like, it's cold in this theater. I'm wearing my parka.
Yeah, did not bring something to wear, but okay, it's good.
Yeah.
When El shows up,
you gotta get him what you can.
When El shows up, you take him. Anyway, so El was there. He sang. I thought, it sounds real good. Like, oh wow, cool. I want to see it. We get into the part. We get into the Rhythm of the Night part with the notes. Let's go. And then it cut.
They said bye.
El just booped and disappeared. But they're like, what happened?
That was the editing. They're like, you know what? We don't have time.
I was like, did he hit the note? Did somebody there? Damani, can you tweet? Let me know. Did El hit those notes? Cause
they were
like, what the heck? He was gone. Boop. Boop.
We don't have time. We got to get a lot into this 2.5 hours. We don't have
it was
time.
2.5 hours. I understand, but where did the Barge go? Come on, people.
Bye.
We
go.
Come on. Anyway, so it was good to see El, but that time he was on stage. Okay. Anyway, so then they started passing out awards.
Yeah.
And they gave out the R&B female, which Jasmine Sullivan won.
Thought that was nice.
That was nice. She was there, and she posted something on.
She had a really good thing about body image.
Yeah.
Body positivity.
When she won again. Yeah, when she won again, she said. I
thought she was.
Yeah,
good.
but she said that she really didn't feel herself and going out and everything else. And then she posted something on. She thanked Soul Train. She posted something later, and I really liked her quotes. I think I saved it. The little thing. She said so. And she goes, yeah, we need to show up. And and that's on my side of it.
Your list.
People
Always.
need to show up.
I know, but
show up for this award show.
They need to show up, but then they need to give people notice. How? Who knows? We're gonna have
that's true
during the Sunday before Thanksgiving. the so-and-so before it. And people are like,
true.
I'm on vacation.
That is
I
true.
got my
But
kids.
we need to show
This
up.
is my weekend with the kids.
Yeah.
I can't be showing up.
To show up.
Yeah.
You just need to show up for some of these shows.
I know.
People show up for others. You need to show up because we got to keep this going.
And I think it's well televised when the others are going to be, so they plan it on their calendar.
That's okay.
On some of them.
Fair enough.
On
Fair
some
enough.
of them.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Then Ari Lennox performed. She did. Then they gave Best New Artist.
Yeah.
That
Ari
Blue
Lennox is
Award.
weird
He was there. He
thing.
presented. I don't know that whole issue. That's a whole nother
I don't
podcast
know
that happened
if
to
there's
her
any updates with that.
afterwards. But
Yeah, but we hope that she's okay.
we hope she's okay.
everything's
Hope she
fine.
made it
Yeah.
home safe. But that's a whole other podcast. Anyway, Lucky Day performed. Fred Hammond performed. So we had gospel. They had everything going. Video of the year. Was
I think
exotic.
they really did good with who they had performed.
Then they had the side stage where they had these extra people come out.
Of the Cypher.
And they were actually on a stage.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of not like.
I liked it, but I felt
not like in the audience and they were walking up and down. Like, people.
I feel like it could
it's commercial breaks. You're trying to get in and out and do stuff in between the breaks you got. You
I feel
got
like it could
some
have been
person
longer.
with acoustic guitar singing it. Well, I forgot what show that was. And it's like, can you please move?
Yeah.
We're trying to get out, but anyway.
But I feel like it could have been longer and they could have had more focus on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the people were really good and prominent.
Well, I think it's because they play and they cut them off. So they play the whole commercial. So they do get their time, but no one's watching.
So again, it's editing.
So if you're there, but they edit it out. Then they had the Soul Cypher, which is one of my favorite parts of the Soul Train Awards, where they get 4 artists that come out and they're there and they put their name comes up, they say where they're from. It's like they're running up the street and they sing. That's one of my favorite parts. And last year's I still watch all the time. What they did with Shanice and PJ Morgan and that was so good. Yeah. That was a really good one. But this time they had Varner, they had Corinne Hawthorne, they had Music Soul Child, so they had people like that too, and they did a tribute.
They had names.
They had names. They had names.
Use them better.
But they decided to do a tribute to celebrate Aaliyah's album that came out 20 years ago, and it's like it didn't really translate.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They mentioned it because after a while, I'm like, why are they all singing Rock the Boat? Usually they say
no
songs. Why is everybody singing Rock the Boat? Which I know is an Aaliyah song. I'm an Aaliyah fan. I was like,
I wasn't familiar.
I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It was just the way they said it. It didn't really come up. Celebrate the anniversary of so-and-so, so-and-so, whatever else too. And I'm thinking, okay, and why did you pick that song over other songs? I was just like,
it's like we have the 50th anniversary of Soul Train. They should have set with that.
Yes.
They should have had them sing another song or do something else, and not even you can do Aaliyah. Of course.
They could have did the 20th anniversary. I would have did. Okay, there was 4 of them. I would have had one of them sing something from the 70s when Soul Train started.
Right. Something from the 80s. Right.
Something from the 90s.
Right.
Something from 2000. Boom, you got Aaliyah.
Right.
And the 4 at the end would have said something today.
Right. That's what I mean.
Done. And again, if you wanted to do the Aaliyah tribute, you could have put the Ivy Brothers because she sampled Ivy. You could have did so. You would have hit that decade. You could have did whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, that was my opinion on it. So I didn't enjoy it as much. It's one of my favorite parts of watching the Soul Awards. Yeah. Seeing that segment. And I've seen that segment every year since they've started that.
When they do it, there's artists that I don't know very well or they're up and coming. And these people are more established and whatever. So that's why I feel like they could use them better.
Yeah. But last year.
And then, when was it? Was it live? When did they tape it? Because they seem to really remove from all the people from the audience.
Yeah, that is true.
And I don't.
Yeah, that is true. We don't want to ask someone because if we were there, we would have told you. But we need to ask someone did they actually do that?
It just didn't seem.
Or were they watching a tape back of that?
Right.
Because it did not seem. You're right. It didn't seem like there was a side stage somewhere.
Right.
The people who did the other things were up in up in the balconies.
Yeah.
They were up in the theater box section. Yeah. But I don't know where those people were. But that is something. And then Ashanti did her award, and Monty presented it.
Yeah, that was nice.
She was by her. Ashanti got to talk. She performed. She brought out Fat Joe.
Right.
Ja Rule is sitting home. I am waiting for
He's
revivals.
waiting for
He's like
J-Lo
and Ashanti to call me. He's like,
call me.
I am ready. It's the 20-year anniversary of all your albums. I'm on the track. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's like, let me know which jacket I need to bring out. I'm ready. I live in town. Let's go. Anyway. But it was good. It was good to see her. She did her melody. She did a melody of her hits.
Yeah.
It sounded good.
The audience was into it.
The audience was into it. She had her dancers.
Yep. And like you said, and not to be mean, she didn't have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
She was the only one pretty much performing. Her,
yeah.
Ari Lennox, there's a few people.
And one thing I liked was that, and I remember this, one thing I liked was that she got the award. And I'll keep it short. Back in the day, there used to be Associated Awards and the Lady of Soul Awards. And she was getting the award presented to her. And people got bent out of shape, felt that she didn't deserve the award because she just was a new artist. And so, and they didn't want her to get that award. But I'm like, really? You're telling people that she should get an award?
Right.
I don't care if she just came out. She broke all these records. She was a songwriter. Her songs got on the chart. You may not think she deserved it, but how dare you come out with some online petition?
Sensation and
You're
stuff.
not in the industry, right?
Yeah.
You say she doesn't deserve this. You're not picking this out. And there's been tons of those things.
And how long has she been working, too, before...
No, this is when she first came out. When she first came out, she got that award. I thought it was...
How long has she been in the industry? How long has she been trying so before people knew her name?
Yeah,
she deserves it.
They thought it was too early and all that. I thought it was kind of mean. I thought that was very, very mean. There's been tons of people that got awards that I'm like, I don't know why they're getting it, but to be online and be saying all that stuff. This is before social media got. That's way before it got like it is today. Mm-hmm. Today it would have been up there. So I kind of like that she got that award, and here she's like, I'm still here. In her speech, she was basically saying it in a nice way.
F y'all.
Yeah, I'm still here. Mm-hmm. And she said it hadn't been easy. It hasn't been whatever and all this stuff. I'm still here, and I got this award. You know, but see, she's a better person than I am, because they would have edited me out because it was ridiculous. Because I would have said, I got this award like this 20 years ago. Yeah. That Patti LaBelle presented to me.
I'm still here.
And y'all didn't think I deserved it, but okay. But not against Soul Train. It wasn't Soul Train, but I was happy for her. Leon Bridges came out. He performed. And he was actually promoting it. He was actually, him and Ashanti were on TV promoting that they were going to be on Soul Train. I'm like, we got some people promoting this outside. I was like happy. I mean, what I mean about outside is...
Yeah.
Outside of BET.
Yeah.
Although CBS, because now they own it, and they've been doing a very good job starting to do a good job
promoting
the cross promotion of those shows. Because of course, like, you didn't even know.
Yeah.
And if you don't have BET, how are you going to watch it? But they had to go Paramount. It was on all that stuff too.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
They did Best Dance Performance. The Maudie's video was for Cardi B. I thought that was good because...
they had a lot of ones that weren't on the air either, too.
Oh, they sure did. And then they had another side stage performance, and Jasmine Sullivan won Album of the Year, and then Summer Walker performed, and then they closed out the show with...
Wait, Bob Maxwell. Maxwell received a special award, too.
Yes, he did.
Award?
Yes, he did. Okay, so Maxwell got their Lifetime...
Yeah, Lifetime Achievement Award.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
His performance was really well, too.
Oh, it was great. That was a great performance. That was a great performance. I haven't watched it back yet, but I will be watching that back again because he was enough. He sang. The crowd looked like they were all into it. His speech was really good.
I thought it was great.
It wasn't chopped up and edited and probably cassette. No, it was a lot of people there a lot of times, so they actually showed his speech.
Yeah.
It was really I like Maxwell, and Maxwell was the smartest thing. He performed. He sounded good. The crowd was into it. Crowd was ready. The crowd was singing. The crowd was like, "We are here." The crowd was
like, "We're here."
They're all into it.
Taped. That might be on TV.
And I like that he thanked Stuart Mattheman, who we know from Sade, because he worked him. He was there playing the guitar. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh, that was great to see." And he just killed it. His performance was bang on it, and he did the smartest thing. What I always say, every single time. Guess what happened the very next day?
What?
He announced his tour. He's going on tour. See, you gotta bring it with Anthony Hamilton and Joe. I'm there.
Oh, I know you are.
I'm there, Maxwell. I saw you at the Universal Amphitheater, Maxwell, on your first tour. You know what I mean? And that tour was hot. It was like he was brand new artist. I was like, why am I here? I only know 2 songs. That guy with that show. That's when you went to see the artist. I was like, got free tickets. I'm here, Maxwell. It was a great show. He's a great performer. And I like that you don't see him a lot. He's not around a lot. You don't see him everywhere. He's not just running around, hanging out places. You know, he's he does his albums, he does his tour, and then he goes home. You know, he's like, this is it. You know, I ain't gonna see me on every red carpet everywhere, but I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. So I
good performance.
Yeah. So, and then Bruno Mars and them came back.
And closed
out the show. And that was great. Like I said,
they were still in the studio, still not live, still pre-recorded.
Yeah.
But they were there.
They like, you want us or you don't.
Yeah.
And they won. And so Sonic is hot. So, pros and cons. What would you do differently and all that? And then we'll wrap it up.
I would probably, Tichina and Tisha, to me, are always like the very, the strength of that show. Yeah. So I would probably use them more. Have them present more awards. Remember how they did the first award with
yeah.
Was it like, can't remember who it was. But I feel like I would have had them produce more. I would have had them present more. I would have had them talking more about, the awards and all the people that were coming, number one. Number two,
so you see those little skits. They didn't see to do that many.
As many. I would have cleaned it up more. And by cleaning it up, I mean, like, that editing was just atrocious. It's like, I know you're trying to do what you can, but I would have cleaned that up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I got too many to count.
Yeah.
But
it's the 4th time they hosted.
Yeah, which I think is great. I would have expanded that Cypher thing.
Yeah.
With Korean and Music Soul Child. I would have expanded that more.
Because Silk Sonic won the most awards. They won 3.
Okay, but yeah, I would have expanded it more.
Because I think her or Chris Brown or someone had the most nominations. Her had 8 and Chris Brown had 7.
Yeah. And I think I probably would have found one more performer. Like you said, get an old school performer. Just one more performer I think would have made it a little bit better. And then, I don't know. Something needs to happen. What? I don't exactly know, but I feel like more use of Tichina and maybe one more person.
They usually use a lot of them. They didn't really have that many skits.
Yeah, I didn't feel
They do a bunch of skits. They usually do they usually do a bunch of skits. They usually do...
Yeah, but I think that's my main thing. I would have used them more.
Okay.
Like, remember when, it's back in the day, when Will and Jada and then Anthony Anderson, Tracy Ellis Ross used to... I know.
Oh, sorry.
That's BET when they used to host the NAACP Image Awards, BET Awards and stuff. And they had a presence when you saw them. I feel like last year or the other years, Tisha and Tichina had more of a presence than they did this time.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
That is true.
I don't know. And then I would have, I know it's the time of the year, but I feel like they were promoting during the show, that was on air. They're promoting their Christmas movies.
Oh,
they're promoting their, other things. I feel like they could have shown more things. Like Paramount, they probably didn't want to spend the money. Like, whatever movies Paramount has coming out, they could have promoted that more. Whatever shows they have coming out, they could have done those more. They could have cross-promoted more than they did. But Soul Train Awards are a little different than the other ones. And then, one other thing. I get confused. And I'm sure it's changed a little bit now. But, the BET Soul Awards, the Soul Train Her Awards, BET. I feel like I get confused about which show is which. And one other thing I would have done. 50th anniversary of Soul Train. Yeah. Coming up. I would have made my own special. It didn't even have to be a variety show. It could have been a documentary of people that have been on Soul Train talking about Soul Train, what the deal is, and then during the 50th anniversary, or we do it even next year.
Yep, you're right.
Next February, next August,
you're
next
absolutely
September.
correct on that.
Here's the thing on Soul Train. We get Jody Watley talking about
it. Jody Watley.
We get Questlove.
I have Jody on the list.
You get a couple of quotes from Shamar because he was the only other host besides
John. Why do we have?
Yeah. You get some other people who
they
probably worked with John Cornelius
on a tape
to talk about it. Yeah,
that's mine. I would have had Jody Watley. If Jody was not available, I would have had my girl Jody.
Yeah,
but I love me some Jody.
But you make it
Jody
separate.
Watley would have been performing.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is you make it separate. They mentioned the 50th anniversary of Soul Train, and then announced that we're going to have a special later in the year.
In the year, yep.
Or
later in the year, more
like
detail.
That. Yeah, I would have
but
done that.
I would have had Jody Watley perform. If she couldn't make it, she would have been on the tape talking about Soul Train. If Shamar Moore is not available to come to New York that weekend, because I know he's based here filming SWAT, I would have had Shamar Moore on a tape. Shamar Moore is a ham.
This is why you do it in a special as a documentary.
That's true.
You know
but it would have came to 50th anniversary. Okay. Then I would have had. Okay, I either would have had.
Lionel Richie.
No, I'm not even talking Lionel Richie. I would have had the OJs.
Yeah.
Or the Stylistics.
Yeah.
You need somebody, Gladys.
Yep.
Or Smokey.
Yep.
Somebody who was performing. Okay,
yep.
I would have brought the Shy Lights out. Bring Marshall out. The Shy Lights are still around. I mean, Marshall's the last guy standing. That's why he's local now. Because Don Cornelius said that when he couldn't get people to be on the show, he would get the people from Chicago that did it when he was doing the show in Chicago. Someone would have been on that stage.
Yeah.
And if they couldn't be on that stage, they would have been talking about the experience. I would have had a couple of the dancers. Yeah. Not saying they had to be out there dancing or whatever.
Even the actor.
But
I feel bad because I can't remember his name back. But that guy who plays Don Cornelius.
Oh, so good.
He is so good.
Yeah.
He is such a great actor.
Yeah.
There's so many other people. Get him to pronounce, to present or something like that. Yep. I just don't know what the deal is, but that's what I would do.
I would have had one of them from the 70s there, one of them from the 80s there, some artists from the 90s there,
or they sing
some artists 2010 there. Boom. That's 4 acts.
Yep.
You could have shortened the amount of time they were singing.
Like L.
If you must.
30 seconds. Boom.
Well, I guess we did. We had L. Then I would have done that.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Number 2, they did. Number 2, there was no memoriam. And the last couple of years, they've only mentioned a couple of people or two that they did Karate Wolves, which was really good because Lord knows the Gap Band is that's a big Soul Train staple. And they did their thing to their dad. They did their little tribute to their dad, and that was kind of cute. But I think that's what I would have done because the 50th anniversary, and then between every commercial, there would have been some clips of the old. Okay, they would be hard for licensing.
They can't do that.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't think they can.
Then some old pictures, or I would have had. Maybe just a memory. A memory. You know, I'm not saying bust out O'Brien, although O'Brien would have been nice.
Yeah, I like O'Brien.
O'Brien would have been that Soul Train.
When he sang that Soul Train song?
That would have been nice. I'm not saying whatever, but Jody Watley or Shalimar.
Yeah.
If you must.
But
Jody Watley.
But I'm giving y'all those ideas right now.
That would have been
Collins,
it. That would have been
Connie Orlando, get on it.
Get on it.
You do some kind of Soul Train tribute.
The fact that you're still using the name, you're still using the Soul Train logo, you're still using the motto. We had the Bruno Mars thing. If you would have did those 4 things, you still could have finished. You only had 2.5 hours. It went from 3 hours to 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So you lost a half an hour. Well, 5 minutes. You lost it. But that's what I would have did because what happened was. That would have got all ages interested in watching it. And then, some people aren't going to watch it because of, it was, now that ended up tying into Thanksgiving weekend, which, people are home, people work, so people are traveling. I would have advertised the heck of it. I would have been all over there, on every single show on Channel 2, and I would have had some Channel 2 people out there promoting their shows. They had some. Yeah. From BT promoting their show. They had people on their shows
I have no problem with that.
They had people on their programs, which they should.
A little bit more.
Which they should.
That's all.
But that's what I would have done. So I would have done the memoriam, which I always say. I would have did more categories on air. So I would have brought a couple. Just because it was the 50th anniversary. I would have had one old school performer.
Don't mention that
and if you can't get one old school performer, this was taped in New York. Trust me, there's an old school performer that would have came down to perform. That's what I would have changed in the show. But I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, I totally enjoyed it.
And it's a little different, too, from being at a show and not being at a show, but watching it, and it was great. Mm-hmm. But there was a part where I was like, how much longer is this going to be on? And it wasn't because I was bored with it. Mm-hmm. It just felt so long.
You were
And
ready to get to DJ Cassidy.
And I was thinking...
And I feel like he could have been there.
And I was thinking...
he could have been playing in between the things.
And I was thinking the reason why I was thinking it felt so long was because there wasn't a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Like, where are all these people?
Those people
all
were
those
getting ready for their turkey.
Weren't there.
Or getting ready to...
For their leftovers, because they aired after. Yeah, ready. Yeah, and that's true. It could be when they taped it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, wow, New York. You had more folks come down when it was in Vegas.
Right.
This is New York. You're at the Apollo.
That's what I mean.
From New York. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
But what happened was when it finally went off, and I don't mean like in a negative way, DJ Cassidy comes out with Pass the Mic, and I was enjoying that more than the last two award shows.
Yeah.
I was excited. And one last thing about DJ Cassidy, the show's called Pass the Mic. It comes on after Soul Train. BET signed the theme, a deal with him, and he comes after all
he has like the
show. He's the after party, and he's on for 30 minutes.
Check him out on Soul Train.
Check him out
on YouTube.
Yeah, and he's playing old school songs, people he influences, and they bring old school artists come out, and they're singing their song. Like one person sings for a minute, another person sings, and you don't know who they're going to do. And who they're going to click and all that stuff, too. So I never look on social media. I'm watching social media. I don't want to... People start tweeting about all this stuff, too.
Right.
And it was on. And guess what?
It was lit.
He busted out someone from the 70s. He had a neat award up there.
He had somebody from every genre.
He had everything we said the Soul Train Award should have had.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was pre-taped. Stephanie Mills was there. He had... Daryl Hall was there.
Sherelle, Casey and the Sunshine
he busted
Band.
Out, my man KC was there. He brought out Blondie and had like Freddie up there rapping. And then then he bust out Alexandra O'Neal and Sherelle singing my song Saturday Love. I was screaming down like I was at a concert because the last time I saw Alexandra O'Neal in concert, it was a Saturday night, the Funk Fest, and he didn't sing Saturday Love. After I waited how many years to see you, but anyway.
Oh my God!
I was clapping, dancing like I was like at a club or at a concert.
Any final thoughts?
It was great. So that's my final thoughts.
Okay.
50th anniversary.
Right.
Is this year. However, we've been in a pandemic. Things have overstepped. You can celebrate it next year if you wanted to.
That's what I'm saying.
You can go on and celebrate it. Next year, have something or whatever else too. You know, they probably can't get new this year because they already signed the AMAs. But I would have had...
I'm happy shows are back.
Cool in the Gang.
I would have said something. Oh, Cool in the Gang was on Cheryl Underwood's birthday
on the talk
on CBS. That was great.
CBS.
But Silk Sonic, they showed the video during the AMAs and during Soul Train.
That's true. So that is true.
There was no clash.
So it can be done. Yeah, it can be done. But the thing they did with them closing open the show was the closest to Soul Train. So that part was,
I like that.
That part was really, really good. But
yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know what the ratings were.
Yeah, I don't know.
I meant to look it up
too,
and I did not look it up. So we'll probably have to talk about when we do our next podcast on award shows.
If we can find it, we
will mention what happened the past two award shows. But
well, I do like it. I've missed award shows. I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they have some audiences and stuff again. I just hope that people are continuing to be safe.
Yeah.
And if people don't want to come, then I think that's fine. But they can send in tapes like Taylor did or something like that. But I feel like they could probably plan it better.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard
to
plan a live show with all the people you have, all the musicians, all the egos, all the personalities and stuff. I know all that can be hard. So both of those did a really good job considering what they had to work with.
And I'm sure a live taping of a show, you have to stay on schedule.
That's what I'm saying.
A pre-tape show. It's one of the...
Well, they taped it live and they edited it on.
Yeah, I'm sure. We don't really know, but I'm sure everybody else too. But yeah, in America, it has not been canceled or renewed. I was just wondering about that TV show based on Soul Train that you mentioned.
I thought, but I think there's some COVID probably
it could be with that
something
too.
That's keeping it from being in
It
production
could be
right
as well,
now.
because that's a good show too.
But
anyway, so you can watch if you missed the AMAs. You can watch it back on Hulu.
Right.
You can, if you get curious from our podcast, or you missed
Yeah,
it, you
you
want to
wanna
watch
see
it,
it,
or
you
you never
missed it.
saw it because
Yeah.
you were busy.
And I think
You were
you
busy
should watch it if
over
you
the
like
weekend.
those.
Yeah, you should watch it. Take a look at it. If you don't like some bits of speed people, or watch it or whatever on Hulu. If you want to see Soul Train, they did repeat it. They did repeat it on Tuesday night.
Yeah, but
So I know people-
I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
too.
I think BET will probably put it on one more time, but it's also you can watch it on Paramount Plus if you did miss it.
Right.
And then DJ Cassie passed the mic. You can watch that back on YouTube, probably after the show. After you watch Soul Train, then watch that, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
We covered a lot
Covered a
today,
lot.
so we apologize. It was a little longer, than some of our usual ones, but I think it was very well worth it.
and if
we
you're
got
still
everything
listening, we
covered.
thank you.
Yeah.
And if you are listening, tell a couple friends to listen. Check us
Yeah,
out. See if
bring
you
it
like it. We
on,
talk about
yeah.
a wide subject,
A
we talk
wide
about-
array of things.
a wide range of things. Just check it out.
Mostly
And
music, though.
Mostly music stuff. We do talk about TV.
Yeah, but
you know.
mostly music.
We cover things.
We cover, yeah.
Yeah, we cover stuff. There'll be different podcasts on various stuff.
Okay.
And Phyllis, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, yeah. I'm at social media. I'm at Phyllis_Thomas on Twitter or on, Instagram, if anybody even cares. I'm there. Yeah, what about where can people find you?
You can find me on
Oh,
Instagram
God.
or Twitter at Belinda's LA Music. You can find me on any of those things. I'm available. I'm posted. I'm listening and everything else. And try to do all things old school. Woohoo! New Kids on the Block, new edition.
And then for other news that we can't get to, check us out at TVMusicNetwork.com and our podcast, TV Music Network with Phyllis and Belinda at Podbean.
Perfect. Closing us out
Yes.
is our good friends John and Dave.
A little bit of music.
A little bit of music. It's a lovely song called Eden. Take it away, boys.
Take it away, boys. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.